Okay, so here's some lesson follow-up notes from today's session. So we'll start by looking at the backswing. So one of the things we talked about here is making the club feel like it's on more of an outside path, so we don't get too far inside and then get tempted to go over the top. So we'll check right here when the club gets parallel to the ground. Pretty good job. You see how you can on the left video here. You see how you keep your hands moving back on a more of a straight path. You're not letting those hands go right around you, and therefore the club staying straighter out as well. So you're not in a big hurry to get that club wrapped around you. As we approach the next checkpoint, when the left arm gets parallel to the ground, that's where we're going to draw our first line. So when we get to that point, there we go, we're going to draw a line, and that's kind of the initial path that you're on. We'd ideally like that to be just a hair steeper, right there maybe, just so we can feel the initial shift of that right hand going to that serving tray position on the way down and avoid the temptation to want to go over the top a little bit. If you look over on the right video here, I like that you're getting some nice depth and a great shoulder turn in the takeaway, so that's a definite positive. As we keep progressing into the top of the swing, not much to complain about there, pretty good spot. You'll see as we start our transition down, we're slightly over the line, just ever so slightly. That got so much better towards the end of the session than it did at the start of the session today. And now as we get back down to the ball, we're going to lessen the steepness that ball is coming down to the ground. So it's going to basically force you to rotate your body rather than just use the upper body strength to drive down through the turf. So we see here as we make contact, moving over to the right video, that's our next big project, right? Or our continuing project is when we're making that transition into the ball or into our left side. We're seeing that left leg straighten. We still have just a little bit of a slide there. If that left leg straightens, it's just going to force those hips to open up even more. Get those hands to the ball just a fraction quicker. Going to create better contact for you. All in all, that was pretty good contact. As you could see in the left video there, your divots all started to point the right direction towards the end of the session. As we go through now, if that left leg was perfectly straight, we'd have just a little better rotation and more solid release. So you have that left knee just wants to buckle forward ever so slightly, and that just slightly compromises your contact. All in all, good though. It's going to take some reps and a little bit of time to get used to it, but we're definitely on the right track. We'll see you next time.